So in the beginning, I was really critical of Shizuka. As you can see here, Shizuka, she actually seeked out Gen in this store, to shop for camping gear and whatnot. But like I said, I was really critical of her. I didn't really think she was wife material. She's a little annoying. She's a little pushy. She's a little masculine. But prior to episode 3, so it was Solo Camp episode 2. Prior to this, you can see here again, it has this like like this face. He's making this face like grimace. He's grimacing, And she's like, oh, he ain't that least bit of happy. But he's actually really happy. And honestly, bro, she took the criticism really well in episode 2, where he just put her in her place. He really did put her in her place. He said, that she's annoying, that she doesn't listen to reason, a lot of things like this. But like I said, she took it by the chin and decided to have a middle ground. And so I'm thinking now, damn, Shizuka is actually like the ideal woman. She's the ideal, she's wife material, because here even her friends are a little worried about her, that they're stalking her. But little by little throughout the episode, Shizuka really was proving me wrong. She was willing to listen. She was willing to learn. She was willing to take criticism. She was willing to accept the fact that she's pretty much like a doge, a doge that just been rescued. And she really didn't take offense to it. You know what I'm saying? She really didn't take offense to be, being called like a rescue. It was really funny as well. She was like, I'm a rescue dog? What? And so there I was like, she's really taking this really well. And of course too, Gen, it's a little bit awkward with Gwen, because he's already a little bit older gentleman. I'm guessing he probably has dating experience. I'm not really sure about his experience. But it seems like he's feeling a little bit like lonely. It's kind of weird, it's like, see, he's right here saying, I'm responsible for what I rescued. So he's willing to, look her annoying parts. He's willing to overlook some of her annoying shenanigans. So this is where he was criticizing her. But what was I talking about last time? Oh man, I forgot. But anyways, there are other points I was trying to say. But yeah, Shizuka all around has just been such a wonderful surprise. He's like, yeah, just let me know in advance if you want to do shit. And then of course here we can see that he's obviously, getting more and more feelings from Shizuka. look at her reaction. She's like, I'm a rescue. And then right here, they show her like imagining like having a face of a dog. I mean, I don't want to go there. But yeah, look, she's like a rescue. Oh shit, that's fucking hilarious, man. That's hilarious. But yeah, guys, I think I'm gonna wrap this. I totally forgot my other points. But here we can clearly see that Shizuka. Oh no, now I remember what I was saying. Yeah, again, it's a little awkward because I'm pretty sure he has experience, but I don't know why he's feeling like lonely. Like going solo camping, away from the city, away from people, away from women. I thought he has just so much going around him that he just wanted to go solo camping for the fact that, he's tired of dealing with all this bullshit, all the bullshit from work, all the bullshit from women, all the bullshit from relationships, all the bullshit from family. So I was thinking, why would he feel like kind of lonely when he's going solo camping for a reason, away from all the bullshit? So obviously here we can see he's actually growing feelings for Shizuka. Yeah, now I remember what I was talking about. So he's actually growing feeling for Shizuka. And I don't blame him, bro. Even though Shizuka's a little rough on the edges, she doesn't seem ideal in the beginning. Little by little, as we're going through each episode, you can see she's actually just a bundle of joy. A bundle of someone who's willing to learn. Someone who's willing to listen. Someone who's willing to abide by rules. And that's, as a woman, that's like honestly, that's like perfect. If a guy lives a certain way, I believe a woman should try to live around his mold, because he had to work hard for what he has. Now we live in a new generation where women work just as hard. but that's what ruins actual families. You know what I'm saying? I think a woman should just stay home and take care of the house, the household. But yeah, so this anime is analogous to an actual family, to an actual a family, but instead of a tent, it's just a giant house or apartment or flat or who knows where you live. There's a lot of living situations. So yeah, this is like analogous to an actual building blocks to what you need for an actual successful family in the beginning. This is like iceberg level of what you actually need to have a successful relationship. Now, Gin, obviously, I have criticisms as well from him. He could obviously be a little bit more patient with her. He even had a flashback of him and his dad where he was trying to show him that patience is always key. So he's a little rough too. He's a little bit pushy here and there. He would probably be a little bit more loose with his, maybe make more jokes here and there. But I don't blame him. He's probably been hurt by a lot of women just being annoying and not listening and not willing to accept that the guy is the one in charge. And this new generation is just so hard to accept that concept. You know what I'm saying? Some people need training, some people don't. A lot of people do though. I'd say at least 90% of people need training within a relationship. And for a guy, once we're older, we understand what needs for a household to be successful. But anyways, yeah guys, this was just a huge W. I'm ranting now. I could honestly go on and on about this anime. It's just been nothing but a fun joy to watch. Then here towards the end, I just loved their vibe together, like everything about them. This is like such a great relationship. So the ship has sailed, guys. I am so happy for Gin for finding Shizuka, and I am so happy to see Shizuka's maturity and growth as a woman, obeying the man. It's hard, a lot of people don't like the word obey, but it is what it is. She's able to fit around his mold and vibe and listen to what he has to say, and be happy herself. You know what I'm saying? If she really didn't want to be there, she wouldn't be there, which is fantastic. And Gin, even though he didn't really want her to be there in the first place, starting to warm up to her, starting to realize that she's more of a catch than what she did in episode 1 and 2. Like I said, that's why it's very important to vet every relationship. Don't just fall heads over heels and accept the first person who likes you. Nah, fuck that. And I think that's what Gin was doing too. He was like, I really don't need this. So he was like at first pushy, but she came crawling back, and he's probably like, damn, all right, looks like she's actually into me. I'll give it a chance. But yeah, just look how, bro, this is like peak. Like, this is awesome, bro. I'm really rooting for their relationship.